two trades I took during Asia session. I don't normally trade Asia, but I have to get up really early tomorrow, so I'm going to be missing New York. So let's just get right into it. So the PM session for Asia was pretty clean, in my opinion. We had this morning's New York session kind of take out the high and just trickle its way down. And so coming into the PM session, we had this 1 hour gap resting below that we tapped into. And I kind of hopped on and saw that. So went into the smaller time frame on the 15-minute, and we had this 15-minute resting above. I'm going to delete these real quick. So 15-minute resting above, as well as a 1 minute right here with some resting liquidity, right? Liquidity, 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 higher liquidity. And so my typical strategy is tap into a 15-minute, take a 1 minute inversion to the opposite direction. So we didn't necessarily do that on this side, but we did tap into a 1 hour, right? We tapped into a lot of this buying pressure right here, and so we got this V-shaped recovery. So V-shaped recovery, and up here on the top we're on the 15-minute. V-shaped recovery, we broke out of this 15-minute gap right here above, and this one. And so what I figured was, okay, we have strong momentum to the upside. We have all of this resting liquidity right here, all of this. So we might as well tap into the 15-minute and potentially the 1 minute. And so I went down to the lower time frame, and we can see we have resting liquidity right here, and right here. So those three spots I was looking to target. So what I did was on the 1 minute, we can see there's a nice V shape, right? Retracement and breakout of the fair value gap right here, inverse, and continuing higher. I believe I took a long out of this, or it was this one. Yeah, it was this one right here, and targeted the high, which was somewhere in here. And then I took an inverse short off of the retracement of one of these gaps into lower. So let me turn on these execution marks, and I'm even going to go into the 30-second. So the reason I took this long right here, it was on the pullback into this fair value gap. We had already had a V-shaped recovery right here, sweeping out liquidity inside of this BPR. Right, BPR right here, we swept out, V-shaped recovery, come up, sweep out liquidity right here, sweep out liquidity, retrace. I was okay with going in long right here off pullback because one, we're going to tap into this fair value gap and go higher, or two, we're going to go down into this fair value gap and go higher. If anything, we hit this order block right here and then bounce and go higher. So it's like first fair value gap, go up. Second one, go up. Third, we hit the order block and go up. And lastly, I guess we would have to come all the way down into these gaps and then go up. But that would be worst case scenario because we had already swept out the liquidity down here. So that's why I went long off of the initial sweep on the first fair value gap. You can see, yes, we did come down a little bit lower into the second one, but I remained confident in my position, and yes, we did sweep back up. I did take out my position right here, which was at the CE of the 15-minute gap, right about. So I did that, and then, like I mentioned earlier, I took the inverse of the 1-minute gap, which would have been right where this fair value gap is marked out. So I took a pretty early trade as price was moving up. I was like, dude, I'm just getting in because price has to retrace. So that, not the best idea right there. And then I got in on this candle push down as price started to retrace. So both of those very, very, very early entry. I guess I should have waited for price to break below the 30-minute or 30-second and 1-minute gap. But is what it is. Took that short down. I could have held for the draw right here, or the gap, which is really where price wanted to go, right here. But those are the two trades I took. Again, it was a long continuation to final TP, which was this gap, right? Gap fill. And then it was a reversal, like an inverse, to take out all of this right here. So push up, inverse, back down. And that was it. Again, I don't normally trade Asia. It's not my forte. I like New York. The only reason I traded this was because I have to get up early. But that's it. Those are the trades I took. Nothing more. You can even see that there's really no more executions. Over here on my compass, you can see $534, 2 trades. And that's it. But with all that said, that is going to end it for the little trade recap. And yeah, I guess I'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.